What a great package that is. All you can eat seats. There are still some opening day tickets available. So again, Brian is in the back and he can answer any of your questions in that regard. Right now I'm going to have our three honored guests come up here, and I'm going to have Eric say a few words. We're going to open it up for questions for Eric and our guys before we have our auction and before the autograph session goes on. They were introduced before, but as you heard before, former manager of the year, Eric Wedge. Woo! We've got a guy that just scratched the surface last year and now has a chance to be a star in the American League. Our right fielder, Jim Chu, would prefer to be called Chu. Even in Youngstown, too, they've got the chance going for you. And another guy is one of the newest members of the Indians, but, as much as we hated to see C.C. Sabathia go because he's not only one of the best pitchers in Indians history, he's one of the best people that ever wore an Indians uniform. That was tough to deal with. But boy, when you get the package in return that the Indians got, these guys, the Matt Laportas and Michael Brantley, are going to be stars. And you haven't even had a chance to see much of Michael Brantley, but you will here either this year in Cleveland, if not this season, in the very near future, a chance to be a star in his own right. Michael Brantley. Michael! And before we open it up to questions to you fans, I'm just going to let Eric give you a State of the Union address since we're kind of in that inaugural mood here today. How's everybody doing tonight, okay? Well, I don't know about you, but in a couple of weeks I'm heading to Arizona. I'm tired of this weather. So let's get it going. Good year, that's right. Well, we've got a couple of young players here that have bright futures ahead of us, ahead of them, and for us, and everybody that's in Tribe Nation. I just think that there's a lot of reason for optimism this year. Last year was a tough year with the injuries and the trades and whatnot, but there are a lot of good things that happened too. And one thing I love about baseball, you can't script it. You can't look at it in black and white on paper and just feel like you got to figure it out and you understand what's going to happen. It just doesn't play that way. It's 6 months of regular season, 2 months of spring training, hopefully another month in the postseason. And, we've experienced all of that, in the past 3 or 4 years. And I think that the experience that we've learned and that we've experienced in the regular season as well as the postseason, all the young people who had a chance to play and play in prominent roles like Chu did last year, some of the acquisitions, like bringing Michael on board, as well as Laporta and Santana and some of the other kids who made in the trade. And our young starting pitching. I think the acquisitions, with the Wood and DeRosa and Pavano and Valbuena and some of the acquisitions we made this winter. And you put it all together, I think we've got as good a chance as anybody. Victor and Hafner, they're healthy. They feel good. I think that they really, really want to try to come back this year. I've got to be careful with this, but they're going to try to make up for what they missed last year. All that we really need to do is come back and play and be healthy and do what they're capable of doing. Westbrook's probably a June or July guy, but Carmona pitched a little bit in winter ball. I feel like we've got him straightened out. So if you look at our starting pitching, you look at our bullpen, with Kerry Wood anchoring our bullpen, Flip Lease anchoring our starting rotation, Victor and Half back in the middle of the lineup, of course bringing Grady back, plugging DeRosa in, the top of the lineup. Peralta had some great experiences in the 4-hole last year. Chu was fantastic in the middle. Ben Francisco was fantastic in the middle of the lineup. Garp had a great second half. Drupal Cabrera, really figured out what he needs to do to be a successful player at the big league level. And the depth with the Jamie Carrolls and some of these other guys that we have that are coming in and try to fight to make our ball club. I think that the versatility, as well as the attitude and experience that we have, there's no reason why we can't, win a championship. And I think that it's... It starts with a sense of division. It starts with the very first day of spring training. For these guys, it's, it never stops. It's a year-round process. And I think our guys prepare as well as anybody. I know our guys care as much as anybody, if not more. They play for the right reasons. They understand what it means to respect the game, to be a good teammate. They appreciate the hard-earned money that's being paid, to watch them play, and then what the fans do to come out and support them. It means something to them to have Indians across their chest. They understand the history and what it means to to go out there and play the game the way it's supposed to be played. We have to execute. We have to make sure that fundamentally we are sound and strong and that we understand the game of baseball and understand what it takes to be a good winning baseball team. We have all those elements. What we have to do is just stay healthy, all right? Stay true to ourselves, be patient, understand what it means to play 162 games and just the length of that. If we do that, we'll be where we need to be at the end of September. And then if we, as Tammy and I talk about every day on our show, or his show, if you get into the postseason, anything's possible. And I said it before he made the playoffs a couple years ago, I'd match our guys' grit with anybody. So if we get into the postseason, I think there's going to be so much room for excitement and hopefully for dreams to come true for all Cleveland Indians fans. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Glad to know it's my show. It's kind of like being Eric. It's my show, but Eric and my wife get the money. So I think all of you husbands out there can relate. So with that, I'm going to just ask each of our guys one question. Then we're going to open it up to you folks and fire away to Eric. Again, these lights are a little bright, so we'll kind of do this to try to see when you ask a question, and then I'll repeat it so everybody in the audience can hear. First off, we'll start with Michael Brantley. And, Michael, everybody knows what kind of a prospect you are. How tough was it for you, and were you at all surprised when you were part of the package for CC? And I guess in a way it's also a great honor when you traded for somebody of that stature.
Absolutely, it's a great honor to come to such a great organization. I heard a lot of great things coming from the Milwaukee Brewers organization to how he's handling the great fans we have here in Cleveland. I couldn't be happy enough.
Michael Brantley, folks, and you can ask questions to Michael here in a minute as well. And next to Michael, of course, is Chu, and Chu, boy, you came back from that Tommy John surgery and got a chance to play every day. You had a marvelous second half, and really, did you feel like now you kind of established yourself and we're starting to see just what you are capable of doing? Well, let me put it this way. I hate to put guys on the spot. Let me say it this way. Did we see the very best that you had last year, or can you even be better?
More better.
Better.
All right. Woo! That's funny.
The one thing, and then I'll open it up to you folks. I don't think any of us have any concept of what it must be like. I don't. To go to another country and have to learn a language, and yet while you're trying to do that, you're still supposed to be able to live, buy groceries, do all of that. You really do speak English very well, and when you talk to Chu in the clubhouse, he understands everything he's telling you, and vice versa. How did you learn the language so quickly, and was it hard to learn English?
First time coming to the United States in 2000 after high school. I don't know English anything. I said hi, thank you, with the counting numbers. But first 2 years I was translating. He helped me a little bit, and then most time Timmy helped me out. Then with the example, like we go to the restaurant with my teammate. First time my teammate orders my food, and then next time I order my food and then my teammate. So that's a long, how I order this restaurant and everything. So.
Well, you've done a marvelous job. That's better than Omar. Omar said his first 2 years in the minor leagues when he was with Seattle, first word he learned was chicken, so he had chicken for breakfast, for dinner, because he didn't know any better, but he did pretty well too. With that, we're going to open it up for questions for Eric or any of our players here. And, I guess we do have a microphone back there. That's great, thanks.
This would be a question for Eric. Eric, who's going to play third base this year?
Well, Mark DeRosa is going to get the bulk of the time at third base this year, but he's also going to play a little bit in the outfield. Chu and Francisco are going to get more playing time this year, and they're going to be, primarily everyday players. We're still going to protect them because they're young and try to, give them, days off to keep them strong for 6 months. But DeRosa is going to get the bulk of the time.